U.S. President Joe Biden has ordered intelligence officials to deliver a new report on the origins of the COVID-19 pandemic within 90 days. Biden says U.S. intelligence agencies are divided over whether the virus emerged from human contact with an affected animal or from a laboratory accident. A joint China-WHO study published in March said that it was highly improbable that the COVID-19 virus leaked from a research lab in Wuhan. It concluded that it most likely spread from bats to humans via an as yet unidentified intermediary species. And DW's William Glucroft is following this story for us. William, why is President Biden calling for this investigation at this point?
Hi, Sumi. There's been growing skepticism in the scientific community and in political communities all around the world about the natural emergence theory. We saw this in a Wall Street Journal article recently that showed that perhaps lab workers at that Wuhan lab went to the hospital at the end of 2019 before China reported officially that the coronavirus was here, that there was a beginning of this pandemic. There's been a lot of coverage over the last year, an open letter from scientists to the journal Science, questioning the natural emergence theory, wanting more information on the potential for a lab accident as the cause of this. And this is while the natural theory has been the main cause that people have been supporting for this past year, there has been investigations in this whole year looking into the possibility of a lab accident. So it's nothing new, but it's getting new attention now. And of course, this fits into Joe Biden's heavy pushback against China on the world scale, whether it's trade, whether it's military, a whole host of things. This is one more aspect of the U.S. positioning itself against China.
But why is this theory that the origin was perhaps a lab accident? Why is it so controversial?
Well, lab accident, of course, comes with accountability. It means that someone was at fault. There's liability issues. More than 3.5 million people, maybe as many as 10 million or more people, if you count real estimates, excess death estimates, have been killed from this virus. So it's a much more convenient and politically easier thing to say that this was just natural, that no one could have seen this coming, that there was nothing we could have done. Whereas if this did leak out of a lab, then of course there is something that maybe could have been done. But it's really, really important to say that even if we do discover that this was a lab accident or this was somehow man-made, it doesn't mean that this is some anti-China conspiracy. It doesn't mean that this was a bioweapon to attack people. There was legitimate research, coronavirus research going on at this Wuhan lab, some of it funded by the United States, by the National Institutes of Health. So this would look badly on both China and the U.S. if we find out that certain precautions weren't taken, if accidents did happen. And it should be noted that accidents do happen from time to time at these kinds of laboratories.
And William, just quickly, how has Beijing responded to all of this?
Well, of course, Beijing has hit out hard, saying this is just more smoke and mirrors from the U.S. And it really, and Beijing is not necessarily wrong about that. Credibility really counts here. And the intelligence community of the United States has gotten a lot of things wrong. I mean, the weapons of mass destruction in Iraq 15, 20 years ago, to name just one major flaw. So this speaks to why it's so important for institutions, for government institutions, to play it straight with fact and to be transparent. So that way, when things like this come around, they can be trusted and their credibility won't be called into question, like elements in China that, of course, have a very deep interest to uphold the natural emergence theory.
William Glucroft reporting for us there. Thank you for bringing us that story.